You guys, this Jeep is freaking awesome, but it has been such a headache.
Alright guys, so we're driving the Jeep. We're kind of doing our own personal test drive.
We are so excited for this new package that we just got. It was tough to get on the road. You know what, guys? I'm an extremely patient person. My ability to woo-saw myself into calmness, I don't know anybody else that can do that, honestly. But there are some things that just set me off. While mooch stalking at our friend's house in Prescott, Arizona, we knew there were a few places we wanted to explore. First and foremost was the Sharlot Hall Museum near downtown Prescott. It seemed to be quite interesting. This museum included exhibits all about Arizona history, from prehistoric times to current. Many of the artifacts on display were donated courtesy of Sharlot Hall's personal collection. There was so much to see, we spent a couple hours there and easily could have spent a whole day. So if you've ever been in an old log cabin, you might wonder why a lot of the doorways are so low. People were shorter about a century ago than they are today. But also, I just learned that the log that would go across the top right there, that's bearing all the weight of the roof. So they don't want to cut into that because that would weaken the structure of the entire building. So they cut the doors out lower, and then you just have to duck when you go under. And then you can stand up to a regular height when you get into each room. Admission was $12 per adult, $5 for teenagers, and free for kids under 12. It's definitely worth the visit. After the museum, we took a short walk to Iris Coffee Shop. This is a cool little coffee shop with excellent coffee, great service, and an attractive atmosphere. The following day, we wandered through Prescott's historic downtown, which blew us away. It was much larger than anticipated, with so many interesting shops, restaurants, and bars. It's home to the Palace Restaurant and Saloon, the oldest restaurant in Arizona, open since 1877.
I heard you was looking for me.
I did get replaced.
We got lunch at the Country Seat Cafe. This place had a great vibe, the food was quite good as well. It's definitely worth a stop. We are so excited for this new package that we just got. It was tough to get on the road because we're always moving, obviously. This is a Lippert Components Gladiator e-bike. Got mostly assembled.
Yeah, a few things are gonna have to be assembled, obviously. You probably need the pocket knife I just had in my hand, right?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of zip ties like holding it all together.
Okay.
Thank you.
Here you go. So babe, would you say it comes packaged quite well?
Yeah, it's like there's so many zip ties, everything's just like attached, and then like, how do I get it apart?
Few minutes later.
All right, so you gotta adjust the front brake caliper, obviously put your seat on. So it's a rear motor. We haven't charged it up yet. Here's the battery. There's a port to charge here. There's an on-off switch here. I wonder if it came with any charge. I don't think it came with any charge. I don't think they can legally ship it that way. But we're excited. I think this will be a really great addition because now we only have one mountain bike. So this is a hardtail. So that means that there's no suspension in the back, but there is a shock up front. Works pretty good. So this will probably be like, you know, whoever has a cub. Maybe we'll get a rack on the back, put a cub on the back. Is that a thing? Front rack, put them in the front, like ET.
I don't know, whatever way seems the most safe.
Okay, so I took it on the first spin. It seemed good. It seemed like a normal bike without the E part. So we'll charge it up and we'll talk more about this bad boy later.
You guys, this Jeep is freaking awesome, but it has been such a headache. And I feel bad because I can't really do anything to help diagnose any of the issues, fix anything, because I just don't know anywhere near enough about cars, especially a completely rebuilt vehicle like this one. Fingers crossed that the issues are fixed as of now. It has been such a pain in the butt for Jesse, and he's been very stressed out about not having it like up to par like he wants to, and spending a lot of time and energy on it. But you know what? We got lucky with a shop here that appears to have been able to take it in and diagnose it and fix it within less than a week. Just please keep your fingers crossed for us, because we don't want to deal with any more issues with this thing. We just want to use it.
I have no idea what my wife is doing right now. I think she may be driving around in circles to keep Lincoln asleep. Alright guys, so we're driving the Jeep. We're kind of doing our own personal test drive. So far it seems good. Time will tell. It's always a little nerve-wracking, but that's why we're going to test drive here in Prescott before we take off, because if there are any issues, worst case scenario, we leave the Jeep at our buddy's house. He said it's totally fine. So let's just start there, and then hopefully it's good.
So the road to get up to this overlook was paved for a bit, and then for about 15 minutes you go on this like graded dirt road. Rock-a-bye baby on the hilltop.
How'd he do, Mama?
He did great.
How'd Gaby do?
He woke up and he fell asleep, and Gaby is also a great co-dog.
Okay, let me check on Cub. Cub.
I think he's safe to say he likes it. This insert thing did its job to keep his head from bobbing around.
Yeah, he looks very snug.
Yeah.
How you doing, buddy?
He's like,
First off-road day.
yeah. He did great. He got a little fussy in the beginning, but then the washboard totally
Just put him right to sleep. Look at this view you got, bud. Not that you really care, but that's pretty cool. We are finally back on the road. I know I say that every time. We had a great 10 days at our friend's place in Prescott. We were able to get the Jeep fixed. It was the transfer case. Test drove it, packed up. Now we're heading to Flagstaff to higher elevations. Stoked. Let's go! Love travel days for the most part, unless I break down 115-degree weather.
Well, this looks familiar.
Alright guys, here's the scenario. Holy moly. The Jeep is vapor locking yet again. I got it running, but now there's this massive thunderstorm with so much lightning, and I'm like right in the middle of it. Melissa kept going. It's kind of really cool, but kind of sketchy at the same time. I think if the Jeep breaks down, I'm just gonna sit inside with the windows up and not get out, because I think that is worse. but now I'm in the trees, so I feel okay. It's weird because, I don't know, I'm not used to big storms, but it's kind of scary, but kind of exciting and fun. Well, home is where you park it. Deer?
What's up?
I think that Lyft kid is already paying dividends.
It was not very difficult to get into this spot. And you know what's funny is we stayed in this area a couple years ago and we kept an eye on this particular spot, hoping that the person that was camped here would move so that we could snag it. And we finally got it.
It's pretty sweet. We'll try to show you guys on the way out how it is getting in here. It's a little tight. Anything bigger than what we had, you wouldn't make it.
No, but look at that wonderful view. That's what we get to look at tomorrow morning when we have our morning coffee.
Typically, I add that sound in.
I just did it.
Lincoln! Lincoln!
You did great. You slept pretty much the whole way.
He always does great.
No.
I think he's ready to do some tummy time and come out of here, though.
I think so.
You ready, bud?
I'm ready for food.
Yeah, he needs food.
I'm so hungry.
He's so hungry. Hi, buddy. Missed ya.
Slovenia. Baba. Oh my gosh. Zamboni.
Zemba, come here.
Come here.
How did we snag this sweet spot?
I don't know. We got really lucky this time. I can't believe nobody's here. It looks pretty gnarly. Whoa.
The storm I drove through, I think, with all the lightning.
Uh-huh.
And now it's here. Zemba. So, I think we have some dinner, chill out, maybe watch a movie, go to bed.
Sounds great.
Well, good morning, everyone. So, we slept here in Flagstaff last night. It was great. The weather was so much cooler and we slept great. And this is kind of our view. I know we showed you this last night, but it's awesome. We have a great sunrise behind that tree. And today our game plan is to drive from Flagstaff to Winslow, Arizona. We're going to go stand on the corner, you know, hopefully. And then eventually we're going to be getting to Wynn Campground. But we're going to start today with a little project on the old Jeep. So we've been having that vapor lock issue. And the one thing that I have read, and I'm pretty sure it's vapor lock because it seems to be dependent on heat. On cool days, it runs fine. Once I made it up to Williams, at a higher elevation and a cooler temperature, the Jeep ran totally fine. I was going 75 on the freeway, ran great. So that makes me believe it's the outside ambient temperature after sustained driving at like 100 degrees, sustained for like an hour, it starts to have issues. So we're going to use some of this heat shielding and we're going to do our best to wrap all of the fuel components. So in the engine bay, we have some fuel lines. And then in the frame rail, we have some fuel lines. We're going to wrap all of them. This is just a very simple heat shield and it has Velcro and you just cut it to length. I use it on a couple spots on my transmission lines and stuff like that. But I'm going to go over it today with a fine tooth comb and hopefully it helps and we won't have any more of these issues. Okay, so got it all wrapped up with that heat shield. Hopefully it helps. Time will tell. I'm hopefully optimistic. This may be a controversial subject, but I feel like it's okay to do little projects like that out here on public lands. I don't know that I would be tearing a whole motorhome apart and doing like a whole massive thing, but little things here and there are fine, in my opinion, if, and I mean if, you leave it better than you found it. I cleaned up all my trash, and like a lot of you guys know, Melissa and myself, we go for morning walks every day, and we pick up trash. We need to start showing that again. It's pretty bad, especially in some of these bigger boondocking areas. It gets pretty bad, and it's not cool. So do your part, leave the spots cleaner than you found them. So since I just talked about it, We are trying to get back more into the rhythm of showing you guys daily life, which this is one of our daily things that we do.
Are you ready for your examination?
But we just kind of stopped showing it because, I don't know, we don't want to be like, oh, we're goody two shoes, whatever. But anyways, we typically pick up trash. We'll wear gloves, or we do have those picker things. And we just do that on our morning walk, and it's something that you guys can do too as RVers. Like, why not help out? Why not do your part?
We've definitely noticed in our travels that the boondocking areas, especially that are close by like a major town, are usually the messiest. People leave the most trash the closer to town that you are, because the campsites are just more convenient, there's more people. So we always try to be aware of that and pick up the trash, because unfortunately what happens is if there's too much trash, if it becomes too much of a problem, then the areas will actually get closed down and then nobody gets to use it. So just, you know, trying to do our part, keep the areas open for everyone to be able to use in the future.
Do your part. Don't be a fart.
Give a hoot, don't pollute.
We have been talking to a forestry person in an area. I'm being very vague because we haven't gotten the go-ahead yet, but we want to do our first cleanup that we're going to put on ourselves. It's going to be an event. It's going to be a meetup and a cleanup, but we will have more details on that later. But let us know if that's something you'd be interested in. Basically get together at a boondocking spot, hang out, pick up trash, cook food, enjoy a campfire. Why wouldn't you be interested in it? But let us know what you think, and when we get details, we'll let you guys know. Find anything good? You said a poop bag? Chip bag, got it. So this is the problem. This looks like a makeshift fire pit, and people just leave trash here. They think it's a trash can, and this is why these places get closed. There's glass all over the place, trash everywhere. Babe, we were in this same area like a couple years ago before COVID, and we cleaned up the whole area. I'll put a few clips of us literally filling the bed of our truck. It was this same spot.
Yeah, this happens a lot. Like, people just dump like random trash here.
So today we're gonna pick up a few things that we can. We'll probably fill our bag, but unfortunately we gotta get on the road. We just don't have time to go and do this today. If we were here for a week, we would clean this all up.
I don't even...
It's such a shame. So we'll pick up kind of the lighter stuff that might blow up, blow around, toss it in the trash. But guys, a fire pit is not a trash can. Yes, babe. It angers me as well, guys. Hopefully everybody on our channel that watches is part of the solution and not the problem. You know, we understand that occasionally something may blow away and you don't see it. Like, that happens, right? But like this, are you kidding me?
It's like a whole bag of dog food pouches.
So Melissa found this, I can't work my hand, this reusable bag. So we're gonna fill that. We're gonna fill the bag we brought. We're gonna do 2 bags. So if everyone just does like a bag a day or a bag per camp spot, like, it's gonna help out. Like, it really, really is. And then, like I said, we're gonna try and do some bigger cleanups to really comb over areas extremely well. So I don't know. Do you have anything to add?
We should just contact the National Forest here and do one here.
We could. There's definitely enough trash here in Flagstaff. All right, guys, so this is where we came in. Might not look by much, but we had to come down this ditch right here, which is not terrible, but you gotta remember, trailers are long and low. We had to avoid this tree, and then we had to snake through those trees further back. We tried to come into this spot with our 5th wheel, and there was no way we were gonna clear this tree. There's just no freaking way. So that's like one of the pros of a travel trailer that a lot of people don't think about. And then coming in here, we had to get really close to this tree, and then we were able to go straight shot through to our spot over there to the right. So now we gotta do the reverse, right, babe?
Right.
Up for the task?
Yes.
And she was the driver. She did great. Probably shouldn't even be saying this because I don't want to jinx us, but knock on your Grand Wagoneer's wood grain. It seems as though the heat shielding is helping.